I have such a special treat for you guys today. I am at one of the most spectacular homes I've ever seen. It's going to blow your mind. I'm in Cole Valley, and my friend and client designed this home for herself and her family, all the way down to the studs. A lot of you guys complain about character being removed from a home, and though this home was gutted down to the studs, the only thing left was the facade. She put more character back into the house than they took out. So let's take a look, starting in the living room. One of the things that happened in here was that these ceilings were raised. Right now they're about 11 feet high. High ceilings really give a sense of spaciousness and grandeur. And as we go through this home, you're gonna see that is grandeur in so many ways. Also, one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is a lot of you asked me about remodeling homes and what is it like. So we're gonna talk a little bit about some of the things that she went through, and maybe we'll bump in and hear directly from her. But starting here, let's just check out all this molding in the house, right? And all of the woodwork throughout. So you'll notice as we go through, there's not a ton of artwork on the walls because the molding really acts like art. This was not here. This molding was not here, so she brought it back in, and I asked her, how much do you think you spent on woodwork in the house? And she was like, oh my God, about $500,000. Maybe cheaper than some people's art budgets, I'm not sure. But it really, really adds classicness and grandeur to the home. Check out also the archways here. I love that, and you have matching ones on each side. And then that's a coat closet all the way over there, and it just, you know, mimics all throughout. And as we step over here, I'm walking on a herringbone oak floor. Though people get frustrated with people taking classic details out of a home and not building them like that anymore, really is very, very expensive to build this way. So that's why you just often do not see it. I love all of the colors throughout this home as well. She worked with Lauren Nelson, who she loves dearly. That was her interior designer. And I have to say, wow, Lauren, you knocked it out of the park. I mean, there's literally nothing in here that I would change. It's all so beautiful. So you've got some built-ins that they put built-ins back in. I was asking, what is this for? Apparently it's to make some drinks. You've got all your wine glasses and stuff in here of all different kinds. And then over here, you have some extra silverware ready to go. Everything's in the right place. I think that's one thing that you get when you design a home for yourself, especially if you've lived through a few homes, you know what was missing in a lot of them. You start to make a list of, okay, what do I need in my next home? How do I get everything in just the right place? Wait until I show you the kitchen here in a minute, because they are very, very big cooks. And wow, the kitchen is amazing. Check out these chairs. So a lot of the furniture in the house is actually vintage. So she bought some vintage pieces, had it reupholstered. And I think a lot of times when people design things, everything's white now, that's what's in. But to have the color and the playfulness of all the patterns and everything, it just adds a lot of interest. And you have to be a professional to do it well. I could not do it myself, but it's absolutely gorgeous. I asked my friend, what are the things that you loved most about the house that you couldn't live without? And she was talking about the storage. So some of the storage is right here under the stairs. So thoughtfully being able to store everything in its right place and just utilize every single section of the home. And then right now I'm looking up into a skylight that runs across 3 floors. These were put in, the old stairs were at the front of the house where you often see them, but it's so much nicer to have them back here and then just have this be really a focal point for the house where you have, you know, modern spindles mixed with the classic design. It's just a much more updated look while still very, very beautiful and classic. And then, you know, everybody wants to have an open concept, right? So you have this massive kitchen that opens into a nice family room with a large TV. Now, I worked with these clients for 2 years and we looked at a lot of homes. You know, we were looking for homes that were done, for homes that were not done, but every time a home was done, they really felt like they still wanted to rip everything out and redo it again. So it just became clear in the process of those years and years of working together that in order for them to get what they want, they really needed to do it themselves. Now, it is not cost effective expensive, I will say, to build your dream home with all of the top of the line things. It costs a lot more than to buy a home that's redone, or if someone were selling a home that they did that for themselves, generally they would have spent more on a price per square foot than they can sell it for. However, if you have the budget and you want what you want and you're gonna live there for 20 years, you know, maybe why not? I think it does take a certain personality type, and I'm gonna talk to you about some of the things that they went through. But first, let me show you some of the highlights of this kitchen. So this, my friends, this is a La Cornue range. Now there are different versions of La Cornue ranges. There's the Cornue Fait, which is kind of your entry-level, base-level, mass-produced La Cornue. This one is custom made for the client, and I don't know if they did it. You can actually get a little nameplate on it. It doesn't look like they did that. But you have a French top here. This is like, has different levels of heat. So you can move the pan around depending on if you're making sauces or you wanna like start the sauce, let it come to a boil, and then move it to have this nice gentle heat. Then you have a wok burner here, which is very, very high, and then a couple more burners and 2 ovens down below. My dream, I have small dreams, I think. It won't fit in my kitchen, but 2 dishwashers, which she does have, and that was also mentioned on her list of things that she's really excited about. I mean, how awesome is it when you're entertaining and then, you know, you're trying to quickly clean up and you still have a full load of dishes to do, so you have to wash them by hand. So I love 2 dishwashers in a space. Oh, and this, you guys, is amazing. So a lot of times you see those appliance garages. They're like kind of this cheesy little garage door that goes up and you can put your KitchenAid and stuff in there. Well, this, my friends, is a much more modern version of that, where you have all of your breakfast stuff, your microwave, everything hidden away. You've got an Instapot in here, a pressure cooker in here, and then you can just like quickly make breakfast and close it all up and not have all of those appliances and utensils on the counter. Small detail, but I love these plugs. How cute are they? They're just built right into the marble. I asked what were some of the big ticket items of the home, and she said definitely the marble was one. Obviously the range was another, but this is just absolutely stunning, the marble, and we're gonna see that again when we go up to the master suite. Huge refrigerator over here, Sub-Zero, 48 inches, which is nice. And then, you guys, this is gonna blow your mind. Okay, check this out. This is one spoiled dog. I have never seen this in my whole life. Look at this. How cool is that? The dog has his own little, this is a pot filler actually, but you could turn it on and you don't have to move the water around. I just love this. And then I forgot to show you this in the dining room, but check this out. This is a secret door. This is also one of my dreams, is to have a secret door. So it's like this, and then come over here. Because on this side, it just blends. This is why I forgot to show you. Because look at that. How cool is that? So if you're sitting here having dinner and then you want to grab your guests some coffee, you just pop in here to the Wolf coffee machine and pour them a nice espresso, or grab another bottle of wine because your friends are winos and you want to get them another glass of wine. So I love that. So yeah, this is just gorgeous. Check out the views here. Now, a lot of times in Coal Valley, you don't see views until you get more up on the hill. We're in the flats right now, but you're gonna see as we go up this home, you are getting views and they just keep getting bigger and bigger. But I love this view. I think it's absolutely stunning. They just use so many windows throughout that are just really, really make the space. It was dark, you guys, when they bought the house. It was dark and sad. It was a total fixer, and they had the vision for it. I love these light fixtures as well. They're just absolutely breathtaking. Okay, let's go see upstairs. We're gonna see the bedroom level. Okay, so there's 4 bedrooms on this level. My clients that bought this home, they actually have 3 children, and you could obviously live in this house and make a couple of offices if you don't have the children, or workout spaces. It can work for a variety of people. But for this side of the house, you have a great bathroom here. Again, these bull noses and stuff that they put onto this marble, this is very expensive to do, and a lot of times this gets cut out of budgets. They did do several vintage pieces throughout the house. So these lights are actually vintage lights. So you have a double sink vanity, you have a bathtub and shower, and then you have to always have laundry on your sleeping quarters level. So you have this amazing walk-in laundry room, beautiful color, right? And I love the tile in here too. It's so playful. And then you go over here and you have bedroom number 1. And you have this beautiful wallpaper on the back. This is again a vintage bed. And then a lovely walk-in closet here. This closet would be big enough for me, actually. I'm a little jealous. AC on the bedroom level, which is again, you know, when you're making your wish list of the things that you must have in a house, pretty awesome. Linen, storage, lots of storage, because when you're building your own house, you remember that you never had enough storage, and so you add it in. And then bedroom number 2 on this level, little work from home desk, nice trees on the street. Okay, and then we're gonna go down and see the primary. Oh, I almost missed a room. Check out this bunk bed, you guys. Oh my gosh. I wanna be little again so I can live in here. This is so sweet. Look, it has even little shades. You can get little blackout shades. Again, this color, Lauren, like you're off the charts with your colors. I told my client the first time I came in the house, I said, I made the colors. They're so, so good. So what else do you need in your dream house? A huge closet for your primary. Amazing, nice and deep, plenty of room for everything you could ever want to buy, plus lots of shoes. So love this. Wait till you see the primary bath. Okay, before I show you that, here's the primary bedroom. I love this. It's like somewhat feminine, but not too much. It's just like the slightest hint of pink, just very slight on this wall. And then as you can see, your view is just getting bigger as you go up. We're really on the 3rd floor. I'm gonna show you the bottom floor, which is one of the best parts of the house. Actually, I'll show you that at the end. So one of the things that when my client was looking, they really wanted to be in Cole Valley, and I'm gonna walk you around a little bit later and show you a little bit of the street, but they were living in Nopa at the time, and one of the things that they noticed after living here was that because the houses are a little bigger over here, people tend to stay in them longer, because when you buy a bigger house, a lot of times you buy in it to be for a while. So they love getting to know their neighbors. As I mentioned, they have 3 children. They actually walk to a school close by. So it's just a really, really nice quality of life. There's a ton of parks close by. You're obviously right by Golden Gate Park. And you have Buena Vista Park really close by. And there's a little green space actually almost right next door. Okay, are you ready for this? This is gorgeous. So I remember when she bought this tub, I think it was, so it took 4 years, you guys, to do this home. It was just really a lesson of patience. They bought the house and then they had to move out and rent while they were going through permitting. And then after they got the permits and started building, one of the neighbors actually complained about some stuff that they didn't like and they had to change their plans. It cost them a bunch of money and stopped the project. Like, these are the kinds of things that you get into in construction in San Francisco that you just, it's almost unfathomable. Like, what neighbors can do to influence your project is really heartbreaking. So 4 years it took them, I think 4 or 5, and they've been living here for a year and they still don't have a garage. So they built a 3-car garage and the garage door is still not in, if you can believe that. I think this is the same marble as downstairs, and to this primary is such a wow factor, with just all the details of the marble and how it comes all the way down. And then in front of me here, you have your toilet sort of hidden in its own space. And then you have your shower on the other side and just the marble details that carry throughout. Just absolutely stunning. And I believe this is a Venetian plaster in here as well, which is not inexpensive, but very, very pretty, and holds up really well as well. Okay, I'm gonna show you one of the best parts of the house right now as we go up one more floor. And just notice as I'm walking, I have the skylight above me and then I have all of these windows all around. And you're gonna see, not only is it the light that you see as I come up here, but you start to see the views, more views. they just keep getting better, right? So up here, again, AC on this level, because as you go up, you're gonna have some hot days. Little Peloton space. You could use this if you wanted to at some point, you know, for a little extra guest quarters. There's a bathroom here as well. Okay, so we're gonna walk down 3 levels. And I think for the most part, though it's gonna seem like I'm walking a long time right now, but for the most part, you're gonna access the lowest level from the living area. So even though in San Francisco, the houses that are larger always are very linear because we have 25 to 30 foot lots here. So if you want more than, honestly, 2,000 square feet, you're gonna have levels. But the nice thing is if you have your main level, right? And then you have your bedroom level, you're mostly going at 2. And from your main level, that's mostly where you're gonna be going downstairs. So you're going up, you know, usually only 1 flight at a time. Okay. Oh my gosh, I never wanna leave. So when we talk about houses that check all the boxes, having, you know, all an entertainment, oh my gosh, you guys, I forgot to show you one of my favorite things. Okay, this powder room, you need a powder room. That's what made me remember it. You need a powder room on every entertainment level. Look how gorgeous, and it even smells gorgeous in here. Landry, smell it. It smells good, right? It's so beautiful, like all this pink, but not like, you know, some pinks are really, like this is more mauve-y. It's just stunning. And then this marble in here is absolutely, I love. And waterworks, you guys, that is a spendy plumbing situation. I never want to leave. It's so beautiful. I got distracted, but on your main level, you need a powder room for your guests, right? You don't want people going to different levels to use the restroom. And then you want to have a separate space to entertain. So maybe if you have children, you want to send them downstairs, or sometimes you want your partner to have a separate space. Actually, she was saying that this space downstairs is her partner's favorite part of the house. Or maybe you want to have guests that could stay on a different level altogether. So it's really nice to have this extra level. You guys, oh my God, it is so sexy down here. How beautiful is this? Stunning. It's a party room. So beautiful. I mean, I just love, this is, you probably can't tell on the video, but I think this is cloth. It is some sort of wall treatment, but I think it's cloth. Very, very pretty. So you have a separate kitchen down here, an extra entertainment space. You know, you could have a pull-out sofa down here if you wanted this to be like a whole guest area, or have an au pair down here, or just crash on the couch. There's a separate full bath down here as well, which is kind of fun, with little stripes. So, okay. And then they have a 3-car garage that I mentioned that they can't use because the garage door is not there. So this is the house. I mean, it's just absolutely stunning. And there's so many things that make this house. The woodwork, the coloring, the furniture, it just all is coming together into absolute perfection. So what I will say is that there are houses like this that exist in San Francisco. They don't turn over that often because there's no way, there's zero chance a developer is gonna put this much money into a home. So it's only gonna be done by somebody for themselves. And then their intention is gonna be to stay there for 20 years. So by the time it comes on the market, it sometimes is gonna be dated. I don't think this house is ever gonna be dated personally. Now, San Francisco is a place where transitions happen. So recently we sold a house and it was done to the nines, just done by a client for themselves. And right towards the end of the remodel, they got transferred overseas. And so my client got to buy that house. So it would be equivalent to buying a house like this. The seller never got to live in. In fact, as part of the negotiation, the seller asked if they could come back and stay there for a month over the summer because they were heartbroken that they put so much time and effort into building their dream home and never got to sleep in it. So that can be heartbreaking. All right, well, as much as I want to stay here forever, I think we should go see a little bit around the neighborhood. So let's go do that. Okay, before I go out and show you a little bit of Cole Valley, I forgot one of the most important things. Let's go see the yard. These doors actually open up all the way so that you have nice indoor-outdoor living. I'm not gonna do that right now, but let's walk down. And I do not have a hair tie, so my hair is gonna fly all over the place. But let's walk down and check out the yard. So you have a nice size yard that's being occupied primarily by this amazing trampoline. So this looks like a perfect place to jump around, toss some hoops. It's really nice, and I thought my hair was gonna be blowing all over, but it's nice and sunny. It's really nice and sheltered back here as well. And let's go and see Cole Valley. So one of the best parts about living in San Francisco is all of the little green spaces. I mean, there's, I think, something like 270 parks, but there's all these little green spaces throughout. So Clayton is right behind me, and this is just a little green space that runs through, and you can walk down and connect to the train, and then, you know, grab a bite to eat right through this green space, walk your dog. It's just lovely, right, to be in the city, but have access to a lot of greenery and trees and stuff like that. You're a few blocks away from Golden Gate Park in this direction, and then up in that direction behind me, you're a few blocks away from Buena Vista Park. Living near Golden Gate Park, you guys, has got to be one of the best things ever. I'm sure if you've seen my videos before, you've heard me say this 100 times, but I love, love, love the park. I mean, it is fun for anyone, right? You've got the DeYoung Museum in there. You've got Academy of Sciences. There's concerts all the time. There's basketball courts, there's places to run, there's places to hike, there's soccer fields, you name it, it's there. It is bigger than Central Park. It's really fun, and they're always adding in like interactive artwork and different things like that. So you never, ever, ever get bored in the park. I love it. So as we're walking down to the commercial strip, I'll tell you about a couple of places down here. So you have Zazi's. There's a ton of stuff down here. Well, I don't know if ton is the right word. It's a small commercial strip. You have the train that runs through, so you can take that right downtown, which is awesome. You also have, I mean, a plethora of places to grab brunch. Actually, a plethora is still the wrong word. You have several places to grab brunch, dinner. Luke's Local is a grocery store down here where you can just, you know, really quickly be able to pick up a bottle of wine. There goes the train, some bread, you know, your last minute tomato that you forgot. But you do have also a Whole Foods not far from here, right over more in the Haight, but you could walk to Whole Foods from here as well. It's another one of those really small Whole Foods where you probably are better off walking than driving because the parking lot is really, really small. But it's nice to be able to walk and pick up a few things. They just opened here on the corner, I think it's pretty new, a Blue Barn, which makes an amazing salad if you want to spend $25 on a salad, which I don't particularly, but they are really good salads. And then you've got the tavern, so there's, you know, a great place to grab a drink. Let's walk this way. There's a Crates on Cole across the street. Sorry, I'm trying not to get ran over as I'm talking to you guys. I had a great sandwich a couple of times, and I'm trying to remember the sandwich shop, but it is delicious. I think we're gonna walk by it, so I'll point it out as we walk by. But, you know, a lot of times what people want in a neighborhood, they want walkability, so they want access to a commercial strip like this one. You know, Cole Valley, aside from up around Belvedere, it's pretty flat. Once you get up to the top where there's, you know, massive views, you know, it is a trek to get down here, but you have public transit, you have this nice walkable street, and you have really good weather, and you have access to the park. So Zazi's is another great spot. They have a really nice outdoor patio there. It's a really popular brunch spot. I think they have these gingerbread pancakes that are really, really good. You have a La Boulangerie up here on the corner, which is always a great place to get a pastry. And then this is, actually it's Luke's Local is where I was talking about I got my sandwich. So that's the great little stop in, grab some wine, grab a tomato, that sort of thing. And then you do have a gym. It's not like a major Equinox or anything, but Live Fit gym. So you have a little bit of everything on the street. There's a cleaners, there's a salon. So anyway, we've done more videos in the past on Cole Valley, but I wanted to pop down here and just show you a little bit of why people like to live here. I think the house that we saw is definitely going to be, if I were to have to put it on the market today, my guess is it would be around $8 million. So it is a high price point for a home in Cole Valley. There's only a handful of homes that have ever sold for that price or higher in Cole Valley, but I think there's actually a lot of them that exist. There's been massive building projects up on Belvedere and Schrader where a lot of the homes are really overbuilt, and they probably won't come on the market for a long time because people built them for themselves. But if you're wondering what it costs to live here, for what I would say is a standard size home in the area, which is about 2,500, probably closer to 3,000 square feet. I think the average is 2,800. A good budget is gonna be more like 5 to 6 right now. And we did see a spike in prices in Cole Valley, really just in the fall of 2024. So they had come down quite a bit. And then there were a couple of sales that really popped, kind of back to where they were pre-2022. So I think it seems to be back in terms of that price point. So a really hard price point is to get something below 3.5 because most of the homes are just too big. But there are several condos in the neighborhood. And so you can pick up a, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom condo for between, a decent budget is going to be closer to 2.3 to 2.7, I would say. And they do sometimes approach the $3 million range. If all of this is too complicated, you guys know you can reach out in any of the ways down below. And if you want to go on another house tour with another client that I did in another neighborhood because you like videos where you can see someone else's home that's not on the market, you can check out this video right here.